Je vous souhaite la bienvenue au match avant dans le cadre du championnat atlantique de hockey U15 AAA entre les Prince County Warriors de l'Université et les Moncton Hawks du Nouveau-Brunswick. We welcome you to today's last round-robin game in the Atlantic U15 AAA Hockey Championship between the Prince County Warriors from Prince Edward Island and the Moncton Hawks from New Brunswick. The hockey players who are performing here today are friendly rivals and members of opposing teams. Les joueurs de hockey qui performent aujourd'hui sont des rivaux amicaux entre les membres d'équipes opposées. Les entraîneurs de match sont the head coaches.
In what is going to be a preview of tomorrow's bronze medal game, it is the Prince County Warriors taking on the Moncton Hawks in our final round-robin game here at the 2025 U15 Male Atlantic Hockey Championships. Good afternoon once again. Welcome back inside the Uniplex Center in Dieppe, New Brunswick. Jeff Robichaud with you on this Saturday afternoon as the championship games are set for tomorrow. It'll be the Dieppe Flyers. They'll be the home team, the host team of the tournament, also playing in the championship game as they have a perfect 4-0 record. They'll be taking on the Eastern Thunder out of Newfoundland Labrador for the Atlantic Championship title. That game taking place tomorrow at noon right here at the Uniplex Center. But before that, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, it will be the Moncton Hawks and the Prince County Warriors. They'll be battling it out for the bronze tomorrow morning here at the Uniplex Center as these two teams came up with a couple of wins. The Hawks currently sitting at 1 win, 1 overtime loss, and 1 loss in regulation. And the Prince County Warriors going into this afternoon's game. Excuse me. The Prince County Warriors with a record of 1-2-0-0 have the same record as the Moncton Hawks, 1-2-0-0. So these two teams will be basically battling it out to see who's going to have the last change tomorrow during that bronze medal game. And of course, as I mentioned, the Flyers and the Eastern Thunder out of Newfoundland Labrador are going head-to-head in the final game of the tournament, the gold medal game, tomorrow at noon. We've got the national anthem coming up in just a couple of moments, and we will take a look at the starting goaltenders as well once the national anthem is done. It is the Prince County Warriors taking on the Moncton Hawks here in our final game of the round robin at the 2025 U15 Atlantic Hockey Championships. Here is the national anthem. National anthem's all said and done. We are just seconds away from dropping the puck on our final round robin game of the 2025 U15 Atlantic Hockey Championships. Starting goaltender will be Cohen Boudreau for the Moncton Hawks. He'll be to my broadcast right in their home blacks with red and white trim. And for the Prince County Warriors, it's going to be Cade Godet wearing number 29 in their home yellows, or the road yellows, with blue and white trim. I guess you could say there's more gold than yellow. The Warriors are going to be going left to right on your screen in the opening 20 minutes. The Moncton Hawks will be going right to left. As we are underway here at the Uniplex Center, the Hawks will get the red line and fire it down into Warriors territory. Hawks will play it down into the corner. LeBlanc out into the slot. DeCon's trying to get the shot away. And that gets blocked. LeBlanc playing it into the slot. Puck bouncing around. The Warriors will pick it up and they'll play it over onto the near side. That pass was intended for Adams, but DeCons was able to knock that down and send it around the wall. Puck gets played off the wall and a couple of whacks there by the Warriors, unable to get it out. LeBlanc down into the corner. DeCons got a man going to the net. He'll leave it there for LeBlanc. Or actually, correction, that's DeCons along the far wall. Warriors playing it down in the corner. Or the Hawks, excuse me, playing it back down into the corner in their own zone. There's a long shot from Ouellet. That gets steered up off the stick of Godet. Warriors having a hard time getting out of their own zone. Richard to the middle of the ice for Morin. Morin has it taken away from him in the slot. He'll chop it off the glass down into the corner. Richard in behind the goal. He'll spin away from a check. Richard still with it in behind the goal. Plays it all the way back to the point. Here's Mason Millier. His shot, that gets through, and Godet was able to kick that away with the right pad. Or left pad, excuse me. He's a right-handed catching goaltender. Here's Richard in over the line. Dishes it there for Morin. Morin towards the goal. It goes off the skate of Godet. Puck's loose out in front of the goal, and another nice save there by Godet on the rebound. Mason Millier, excuse me, and behind the goal. Richard spins away from a check. Richard plays it back to the point for Millier. Back in behind the goal for Morin. Morin gets pinned against the wall, but he'll kick it free and working along the wall. Fires it right through the blue paint. Nobody there for the Hawks, as it's going to be played back down into the corner by Nicolas Richard. Morin plays that out into the slot, but that pass is broken up and it's skated away there by Allison. He'll play it right down on to Cohen Boudreau. There's a shot from the point, and Boudreau will handle that, and he'll hang on. 2:10 gone here in period number 1. Prince County Warriors and the Moncton Hawks here. I mentioned the final round robin game of the tournament. And Cohen Boudreau is making his way to the bench. And he actually got a water bottle. And because he went across the blue line, he actually has to come out. And so he'll be replaced by Blake Gallant, which I'm sure will be changed up here in a minute. Face-off one there by the Warriors. They'll play it along the far wall. Pass right through the blue paint. That was intended there for Harris, but it hopped over his stick. Bork will play it down into the corner. Aguilar-Knee going to chase it down. Warriors will play it around the wall. It'll be kept in at the point by Blais. Blais, his shot redirected right on. They score. Nice redirect in front of the goal by Grayson Aguilar-Knee. And it's 1-0 for the Moncton Hawks. 2 minutes and 31 seconds into the opening period. Terrio will play down into Warriors territory. Morgan back to get it. Plays it back into the near side. Bled chopping, pinching down. Keeps it alive. Here's Hudson Pino skating through the neutral zone. He'll get the red line and roll it down the ice. And Pino gets taken down and takes out the linesman as well as he went down. Here's Aguilar-Knee in over the line. He'll snap a shot, blockered away there by Godet. Bork gets bodied over on the far side. Morgan plays it there to the wing, but it comes right out into the slot as Terrio had his stick tied up and he wasn't able to get the shot off. Here's LeBlanc for the Hawks over for Samuel Scott. Up for Covey Terrio, and he'll tip that down into Warriors territories. DeCons back down in the far corner. He'll cycle it in behind the goal. Comes over into the near side. Richard can't get to it. Watson chasing it down on the far side. He'll hit the Warriors will hit the brakes over in the far corner. They'll play it back behind the goal, as there's going to be a penalty here coming up to the Hawks, as it looks like it's going to be Nicholas Melanson getting called for tripping. And the Warriors are going to go to the power play for the first time here this afternoon. 16-13 remaining here in the first. Draw one there by the Warriors. Noy plays it over for Goodette. He fires a shot. That one goes off the goal post. Harper over on the far side. Couldn't handle that. Has it chopped off his stick. Comes right out into the slot. The Hawks will come up with it and they'll play it out. But kept it at the line. There's actually going to be a glove pass called against the Warriors. It was a nice job there by Brody Noy to really prevent the Hawks from potentially breaking out on a 2-on-0 there, or 2-on-1 at least. And he knocked that pass down, and the Warriors touched it inside the Hawks line. Draw one there by the Hawks, and it'll be fired down the ice by Wallet. Noah Hackett in behind the goal. He'll start out through the middle of the ice. He'll go over to the left side through the neutral zone now. In over the Hawks line. He gets rubbed out there by LeBlanc, and the Hawks will pick it up and fire it down the ice. This is Brody Noy. He has it stripped away from him. Here's LeBlanc working into the slot. LeBlanc working in. He'll dish it off for Mazerol. Mazerol with the shot. That goes off the end of the goal stick of Goodette and goes over into the far corner. Through the neutral zone now. Harper dishes it off, comes over onto the near side. Harper will get it back down in the corner. Cormier will pick it up along the right wall. Cormier looking for options. Back to the slot. There's Harper with a shot. That gets stopped there by Boudreau. Rebound is also stopped by Boudreau. Harper trying to get away from his man over on the far side of the ice. LeBlanc will pick up that loose puck and play it down the ice. 25 seconds to go in the Warriors power play. Morgan all the way back in behind his own goal, being chased there by Morin. Morin forces a turnover. Morin from the bad angle, he fires that one off the shoulder of the goaltender Goodette. Harris through the neutral zone. He turns it over in the neutral zone, and the Hawks play it back down into Warriors territory, and the teams are now back at even strength as the penalty to Nicholas Melanson has expired. The puck gets played off the wall back down into Moncton territory. Mason Millier battling there with Connor Hudson. Morin gets bumped, but he'll play it in behind the goal. Millier trying to play it around the far side. He pushes at the back of Allison. Allison cycles it back into the corner, but the Hawks will come up with it. Pass over onto the right side of the ice. There's a turnover at the Hawks line. The Warriors will play it back down deep, down below the goal line. Again, 1-0 Moncton Hawks on a goal by Grayson Aguilar-Knee. Here's Morin through the neutral zone. He'll step in over the line. Morin fires a shot right on. Goodette the save. Rebound still loose. The Hawks control. Goodette trying to scramble to get back into position. And that is taken out of harm's way there by the Warriors. And they'll just flick it out into neutral ice, and it'll go back down into Moncton territory. Here's Wallet. Headmans it up for Theriault. Theriault tried to tip it in, but it goes off the foot of Vincent, and he'll play it down into Moncton territory. Puck gets played out as far as the line. Warriors with a shot that'll go wide of the Hawks goal. Melanson will chop it out in the neutral ice, and it'll be settled down there by Vincent. Vincent turns it over. Here's an opportunity now for Bourque. Bourque with a weak shot, and that goes wide of the Warriors goal. Laird on the near side for the Warriors. They'll play it around the wall. Vincent pushes his man off the puck, that being Grayson Aguilar-Knee. Aguilar-Knee with it once again. Fires a shot, and that one goes off the crossbar. That's about the third crossbar already in the first 8 minutes of this game. As that'll get cleared out in the neutral ice. LeBlanc plays it off the wall. Warriors will kick it back into Moncton territory where it's settled down by LeBlanc. Theriault plays it back towards the Warriors line. And the Warriors will play it right back out in the neutral ice. Here's Cormier now down the left side in over the line. Driving wide on LeBlanc. Cormier out in front of the goal and looking to get a stick on it there for the redirect was Adams. Was just out of his reach. Aguilar knee working his way down. He'll get it right on goal, and Goodette will steer that out into the slot, picked up there by the Warriors. Warriors are through the neutral zone. They'll get it in over the Hawks line. And the Hawks are back the other way. Here's Ouellette. He'll fire that one in off the pad of Goodette. Puck bouncing around at the line. Ouellette gets bumped there by Smallman. Ouellette gets taken down, but he still manages to get it inside Warriors territory. Morin driving to the net. Backhand shot right off the mask of Goodette. There's a long shot from the point. That doesn't get through. Adams along the far wall, trying to get it out past the pinching defenseman of the Flyers, being Friolet, excuse me. As the Warriors will skate it out through the middle of the ice and get it out in the neutral ice. Friolet will try to fire it in, but he hit Allison with that dump-in attempt. And the Warriors will play it down into Moncton territory. Long pass up onto the left side. Mazerol. He'll just dump it in right in onto Goodette. He'll leave it there for Morgan. Morgan plays it up the left side. And that pass goes errant. It'll bounce off the wall out in the neutral ice. And it'll be fired back in to Warriors territory. Millier trying to play that back into Prince County territory, but that was broken up in the neutral zone. Harper will dump it into Moncton territory, and the Warriors will chase it. Millier will cycle it into the near corner. It will be picked up on the near side by Mazerol, but he tried to play it out past Laird at the point. And a nice job there by the Warriors to keep the play down in Moncton territory. He'll cycle it off the far wall. Here's Harper working his way in, gets the shot off, and a good shot from a bad angle, but Boudreau was able to make the save. Morgan takes down his man. It'll be fired into PEI territory. It'll come all the way over onto the near side. Laird will play it back in behind his own goal for Morgan. Morgan forced out from behind the net by the Hawks. Makes a nice pass up onto the right side. Harris will get the red line, and he'll dump it in wide of the Hawks' goal. Long pass for Richard in the neutral zone. He'll dump it down into PEI territory. Scramble over on the far side of the wall. Richard trying to walk towards the front of the goal. That was broken up, and the Warriors will skate back with it the other way. That'll get rolled inside Moncton territory. Wrapped around the wall. Chopped out there by Richard. Richard knocks it down on the near wall. And it's controlled there by the Warriors. Cormier trying to move it forward, and he will do so on the second attempt, and then the Warriors will play it inside the Hawks line. Right away up the left side for Richard and over the line. This is Morin. Morin back for Richard in the slot. Richard waiting, fires a shot right on, and Goodette will come up with the save, and he'll hang on with 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Here in period number 1, Moncton Hawks with a 1-0 lead over the Prince County Warriors here at the Uniplex Center in our final round-robin game of the 2025 U15 Atlantic Hockey Championships. Through the neutral zone now. There's a shot from Cormier that's handled there by Boudreau. Through the neutral zone they come. In over the line. Little miscommunication there at the line as Monkley goes down, and that allows the Hawks to get the puck down deep. Monkley will pick it up, tries to get it out around the Moncton Hawks forward, Bork. But Bork took it away from him, chopped it back down below the goal line. Skating dangerously out in front of the goal was Hackett, and that nearly cost him. Good thing Goodette was awake on that one because he had to come up with a save. There's a shot from the point. LeBlanc got it through. Puck is still loose. The referee lost sight of it, and it actually came over. It was still loose over here on the right side of the net, but the play is blown dead. 7 minutes and 34 seconds to go here in period number 1. Moncton Hawks with a 1-0 lead on a goal by Grayson Aguilar-Knee. Elliot Blais picking up the assist on the Aguilar-Knee goal as he got the shot through, and Aguilar-Knee redirected it. Absolutely great hand-eye coordination there by Aguilar-Knee as the puck comes out in front of the goal. Right off the draw, they score. Nicholas Melanson makes it 2-0 for the Moncton Hawks. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in period 1. Off the draw, Hawks on the attack. Warriors will play it out in neutral ice. Scott will fire it off the back of the linesman. And he seems to be wincing a little bit of pain. Caught him where there's not a lot of meat, I don't think. As the Warriors trying to get it out. A lot of miscommunication there. Melanson will play it down below the goal line. Richard, he'll tuck it back into the near corner. For the Hawks, Richard working his way up the board. Out into the slot. Plays it back to the point. Here's LeBlanc with a shot, and that misses the blocker side of the Warriors' goal. Big heavy shot there by the big number 44 of the Moncton Hawks. Morgan trying to work it free. Puck comes loose in the side of the goal. The Hawks unable to make contact with that pass from out behind the Warriors' goal, and that allows the Warriors to clear it out. This is going to go all the way down the ice, and this will be an icing call. Another face-off will come back all the way in Moncton territory to the right of goaltender Cohen Boudreau, who's seen 8 shots on goal so far. Cade Gaudette on the flip side for the Warriors has seen 11. Off the draw, it's controlled there by the Hawks. LeBlanc will tip it down into Warriors territory. LeBlanc first on the puck. Try to feed it over there for Descamps. Pass puck into the slot, shot right on, they score. Nathan LeBlanc finds the back of the net, and it's now 3-0 for the Moncton Hawks. Cade Gaudette got a piece of that, but not enough to keep it from going between the 5-hole. And the Hawks are up by 3.
Assisted by number 71, assisted by number 71, contribute 13 minutes et 43 secondes. Time of the goal, 13 minutes and 43 seconds in the first period.
Face-off will be to the right of Cohen Boudreau. Warriors dropped a tough one this morning to the Thunder by a 5-3 mark. As a long pass goes all the way down the ice, this is going to go down. This will be an icing call. Will bring the face-off back into Moncton territory. And if this was the hybrid icing rule that they have at the U18 level, that wouldn't have been icing, as Nathan LeBlanc would have beat that out. I mentioned the Thunder getting past the Warriors 5-3 this morning, and it was a battle really from start to go here, from start to finish, I should say, for the Prince County Warriors. And so it looks like they're kind of coming out a little bit flat. They only had one game to kind of get off their feet and relax, and playing 2 games in one day, especially at this level, is a tough one. As the puck gets wrapped around the wall, going to be kept in at the line. Noy down along the wall. Richard trying to knock it back down into the corner. Big hit down in behind the Hawks goal as that pass goes out in front of the goal, but broken up there by the Hawks. Pass out into the slot area, shot right on. Boudreau the save, rebound still loose in the slot. And Noyle played over to the open wing, but there's nobody there, and there's 3 Hawks away. Here's Richard down the left side. Richard working his way in. Nice job there by Brody Noy to get back and push Richard off the puck. Smallman feeds it up the left side. There's a long shot, goes off the blocker of Boudreau. Rebound goes wide of the goal. A couple of bodies go tumbling hard into the end wall. Puck comes out in front of the goal. Nobody there for the Warriors, and they'll come back the other way. In over the line come the Hawks working their way in. This is Landon Arsenault had it knocked off his stick. My apologies. As there's a long shot right in. Boudreau the save. Rebound is rolled wide of the Hawks goal. Warriors pressing. Send that out in front of the goal, and that'll get cleared out in a neutral ice, and the puck will get fired back in to Moncton territory. Under 5 minutes to go, actually 4:15 to go. In over the line now is LeBlanc. He'll fire a shot right on, and a nice save there by Godet. And actually, again, correction, that was not LeBlanc, that was Aguilar-Knee. 4:12 to go here in the first period. Off the draw, there's a shot that doesn't get through. Picked up onto the near side by Adams. He'll feed it up over onto the far left wing. Cormier working his way in down the left side. Out in front of the goal, that pass was broken up. Pass was intended there for Bork. And the Warriors will come up with it in neutral ice. A little miscommunication there between Adams and Griffin, and Adams ended up putting the puck way deep in his own zone. Here's Scott pinching down from his point position out in front of the goal. Theriault looking to redirect it. Went off his stick, but over to the far side of the ice. And over the line, here's Monkley. Down into the corner, puck bouncing around over on the far side of the ice. Cormier played in behind the Flyers goal, knocked down by LeBlanc. LeBlanc turns it over to Monkley, pass out into the slot area, trying to get a shot off, doing some dipsy doodling there is Adams, and he has it knocked off his stick, and the Hawks are back the other way. Here's Aguilar-Knee with a shot right on, he scores. Aguilar-Knee and Miguel Bork working the give and go. And the lead is now 4-0 for the Moncton Hawks. Aguilar-Knee with his second goal of the afternoon. Mazerow will play that inside the Warriors line. Harper plays it over to the far side of the ice in his own zone. That'll get chopped up the wall. Here's Gallant now through the neutral zone. Gallant to the middle of the ice. Harper in over the line, driving wide. He'll hit the brakes. Plays it back to the point for Laird. Laird, his shot gets blocked, and the Hawks are right back the other way. Here's Descamps. Down the left side, his pass into the slot. LeBlanc was in the prime shooting area, but had to go off his stick. There's a pass right through the blue paint. Got redirected over into the corner. Long pass, or long shot from Ouellette from the point, and that was stopped there by Godet. Puck will get played back down into PEI territory. As there's a pass out in front of the goal, they score. Nathan LeBlanc picking up his second of the afternoon, and the Hawks have extended the lead. It is now 5-0. Draw one there by the Warriors, or by the Hawks, excuse me. Forced all the way back in behind their own goal. Richard trying to play it up onto the near side. He'll play it over onto the far wing. Here's Maxime Richard. He'll dump it right in onto the Warriors goal, and Cade Godet will grab onto that and hang on with 2:03 to go here in period number 1. Long shot from the point. That goes off a stick wide of the goal. Millier at the point. He'll fire a shot right on, get out with the save, and he'll hang on. Draw one there by the Warriors. There's a shot that got redirected once again. This time that one went wide of the Warriors' goal. Richard keeping it at the line. He fires a shot right on. Get out. The save rebound is to the left or the right of the goal. There's another shot. That one off the crossbar. So each team has about, well, the Hawks have at least 3 crossbars as the Warriors make their way in, get a shot off, and that goes off a stick and over into the near corner. That's the 3rd crossbar hit by the Moncton Hawks, and the Warriors have themselves 1. Here's Fournette working his way in. Down, he's going to drive to the net, has it roll off his stick. It rolls under the pad of Cade Gaudette, and he'll hang on. Warriors control. They'll turn it over in their own zone. Morin picks it up for the Hawks. Morin down in the corner in behind the Warriors goal. Morin controlling it into the corner. Arsenault plays it along the wall, but that was broken up. Arsenault will pick it up once again for Morin. Morin on the backhand out in front of the goal, and that goes through the blue paint over to the far side. Arsenault back to the point. There's a shot that gets redirected right on. Gaudette with a nice save there with the blockers. We're under a minute to go. Puck to the side of the goal. Richard spins and fires right on. Gaudette with the save, and he'll hang on. Face-off is to the left of the PEI goal. Here's the Warriors now through the neutral zone. This is Adams in over the line. Adams gets around Blais, but lost control of the puck. Millier plays it up as far as the line, kept in there by the Warriors. It'll be skated out by Mason Millier. Or correction, that's Aguilar-Knee, correction. As there's a pass towards the front of the goal, that was cleared away back into the corner by the Warriors. They'll just play it over to the wall, and the buzzer will sound, and that'll bring to an end the opening 20 minutes here at the Uniplex Center in Dieppe, as the Moncton Hawks are going to head to the dressing room with a 5-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. Shots on goal, 20-10 in favor of the Hawks. First period intermission coming up. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back with second period action in about 15 minutes time. You're watching the 2025 U15 Atlantic Hockey Championships right here on AO Live. Back inside the Uniplex Center in Dieppe, New Brunswick, it is the 2025 U15 Male Atlantic Hockey Championships. Jeff Frobisher with you on this Saturday afternoon. Final round-robin game of the tournament. And it was all Moncton Hawks in that first period. Grayson Aguilar-Knee with a pair of goals, Nathan LeBlanc with a pair of goals, and Nicholas Melanson with the single for the Hawks in that first period. Shots on goal after 20 minutes of play. Hawks out shooting the Prince County Warriors by a 20-10 mark. Don't forget, championship games going tomorrow here at the Uniplex Center. The bronze medal game will start off the day at 9 a.m. And these two teams will go head-to-head for bronze here at the 2025 Atlantic Hockey Championships, the Hawks and the Prince County Warriors. And in the championship game tomorrow afternoon at 12 o'clock right here at the Uniplex, it will be the Dieppe Flyers, the host team. They win a perfect 4-0 in the round robin. They'll be taking on the team out of Newfoundland and Labrador, the Eastern Thunder. "20 minutes up on the clock. Yeah, Prince County Warriors only had 4 guys out on the ice. It's just been that type of day, I think, so far for the Prince County Warriors. Tough battle this morning, and even a tougher hill to climb here in the second period. There's a shot right off the crossbar again. That's crossbar number 4 or 5 now for the Hawks in this game. Terrio will play that back down into PEI territory. Comes over onto the near side. Cormier trying to chop it past Nicholas Richard. Richard gets taken down at the Warriors line. The Warriors will come up with it and they'll just fire it right in on net. What a funny bounce that one took on Cohen Boudreau. And it was kind of a rolling knuckle puck, and I'm kind of surprised he was able to stop that one with how it hit the ice and just kind of shot right up in the air on him, almost went over his shoulder. Good thing he was out as far as he was, top of the blue paint. It's off the draw. Boudreau with another save. And the Hawks are through the neutral zone. It's Morin as it knocked off his stick. And it looks like the puck is starting to stick a little bit there too. And there's a delayed penalty here coming up to the Hawks. Going to be a hooking call. And so the Warriors are going to go to the power play. Face-off is to the right of the Hawks goal. Controlled there by the Warriors. Pass into the slot, goes off a stick. It'll be controlled there by Morgan. Morgan tried to feed it over to the far side, but that went off the stick of Landon Arsenault. The Hawks are able to kill off some more time as Richard brings it in over the line, but it's Allison playing it over onto the far side. Pass towards the middle of the ice. That was intended for Hudson. Too far for him. Pino trying to knock it down at the near side, but it'll be kept in at the line there by Morgan. Here's Pino now for the Warriors down into the corner. Smallman back for Pino. Pino into the slot. Backhand shot off the stick of Hudson. Just rolled wide of the goal. Hawks will fire that one high and hard off the wall, and it'll go all the way down into PEI territory. Minute to go in the Warriors power play. 18:05 to go here in the second. Cormier to the middle of the ice. Morgan couldn't handle that pass, and that'll get cleared out into neutral ice and back into Warriors territory. Adams plays it over for Morgan. Morgan has it stripped from him as they're coming in with a shot right on, and a nice save there by Cade Godet. Face-off will be to the right of the Warriors' goal, and that's one there, the face-off one by the Warriors. They control in behind the net. Hackett over into the far corner for Morgan, back to Hackett. Hackett will drop it there for Harper. Harper over for Smallman. Smallman in over the line, drops it. Played down and behind the Hawks' goal. Willett will wrap it around the wall. Kept in at the line by Hackett. Plays it there for Harper. Harper over to the far point. There's a long shot. Right on. And Boudreau with the save. Here's Cormier now, top of the left circle. He fires a shot, and he had a bead on that crossbar and just fired it high and over the net. Hackett with the shot from the point. Somehow Boudreau was able to find that through the 3 bodies or so that was standing in front of him and grab onto it with the trap it. 17:04 to go here in the second period. Teams are back at even strength now. And so the face-off will be to the right of the Moncton Hawks goal. Off the draw, it is controlled there by the Warriors. Shot off the stick of Monkley. That didn't get through. Hawks will knock it out of the air with a high stick. Here's Mazerol in over the line. Mazerol with a shot, and he just missed the glove side. The rebound comes off the end wall, and that's stopped there by Gaudette. Another shot right on, and Gaudette got a piece of it with the skate and was able to direct it to his right. Blais plays that off the wall. Knocked down there by the Warriors, but the Warriors unable to get it out. Big hit along the wall, and there's the turnover, comes over into the near side. What a nice save there by Gaudette as he denies LeBlanc. Richard with the shot from the point, and Gaudette sliding across, making a great save once again. 16:23 to go here in period 2. Face-off is to the left of the Warriors' goal. Hawks playing it out in front of the goal. That was knocked down by the Warriors, and the Warriors will just play that off the wall down the ice. This is actually going to bounce just a little too far to the right of the Hawks' goal, and it's going to be nice and called, so they'll bring the face-off back into Warriors territory. Draw one there by the Warriors, but the Hawks are first on the puck. Theriault plays it along the wall. Richard looking for it. Warriors will play it back in behind the goal. Adams in behind the net, comes up onto the near side. Chopping it off the wall is Allison. Comes out in a neutral ice. LeBlanc will dump it back into Warriors territory. Griffin in behind the goal. Allison to the middle of the ice. That pass goes Aaron all the way down the ice, and this is going to be a foot race now for the puck. Smallman gets bumped there into the wall, but takes down Blais along the wall down in the far corner. Here's Descans to the middle of the ice. Frenette in over the line, but Descans couldn't hold the line, extending the leg, and it was offside before the puck got there. Off the draw, it's played down into Warriors territory. Richard in behind the net, trying to work it free towards the front of the goal, but that was broken up. Warriors up onto the far side. Hudson couldn't get it out. Morin comes in. He'll play it in behind the Warriors goal. Morin now using his big frame to protect the puck. He'll play it all the way back to the point for Richard. Richard to Morin. Morin has it knocked off his stick, and the other way the Warriors came, but then it was taken away from him by Richard in the slot, or in the neutral zone, excuse me, and Richard was able to get a shot off. There's a long shot from the point as Gaudette will make the save. Rebound is collected there by the Warriors. They're trying to spring Cormier, but a nice job there by Nicolas Richard to get back. Long pass goes off the stick of Maxime Richard, and that goes all the way down for an icing call as Max Richard was on the wrong side of the red line when he touched that puck. Face-off is to the right of the Hawks' goal. Draw one there by the Hawks. They'll play it off the wall. LeBlanc down in the far corner. He gets bumped. Theriault plays it to the middle of the ice, and it's Aguilar knee in over the line. Very close to being offside yet again at the line. Nice job there by Miguel Bourque to hold the line. Here's Bourque in behind the net trying to work his way free. He gets bumped. Theriault going to chase it down in the far corner. He gets bumped there by Monkley. Puck through the neutral zone now. It's the Warriors bringing it in over the Moncton Hawks line, and falling down to the ice was Allison, and he gave the puck over as Monkley comes in and bumps his man. But Bourque will pick it up now for the Hawks. He'll come back through the neutral zone. Bourque in over the line has it knocked off his stick. Monkley will pick it up for the Warriors. He'll wrap it around the wall. It goes all the way around the wall to the far side. Kept in there by Bourque. His shot was eye high and trappered down there by Gaudette, excuse me. He was unable to keep it in the trapper. Play continues. Warriors will play it off the wall and get it out in the neutral ice. Here's Blais. Plays it over on the far side. Friolet couldn't handle that pass. And the Warriors fire it back into Moncton territory, and another one of those odd bounces at the end of the rink. And Blais fanned on his couple of passing attempts. Friolet comes over. Warriors will keep it in at the line. Pino will just play it down into the open corner. Blais will play it up onto the far side. Mazerol turns it over. Here's a shot that doesn't get through. Another shot right on, and Boudreau with the save. Here's Decans up for LeBlanc. LeBlanc turns it over to Hackett, and he'll fire it back into Moncton territory. 12:25 to go here in the second period. Long pass to the neutral zone, broken up by Hackett. There's a penalty here being called against the Warriors. It's going to be a charging call. And that's going to be going to Caleb Smallman. Face-off is going to come all the way back into Warriors territory. To the right of the Warriors' goal. Puck gets played back to the line. Here's Richard. Richard trying to go back door, and that pass goes off a stick and right up into the top row of the last section of seating here down at the Warriors' end of the ice. 12:10 to go here in the second. 1:49 to go in the Hawks power play. Draw one back to the point. Hawks control. Here's Melia, pass into the slot. Trying to go over into the near corner there for LeBlanc. Richard knocks that down at the point. There's a shot that gets blocked by a foot of the Warriors defenseman, and they tried to go backdoor there. The Hawks did. That bounces off the wall and comes back to the line. Richard keeping it in. Here's LeBlanc working it into the slot. LeBlanc played it back. Nobody there for the Hawks, and it'll be skated through the neutral zone by Cormier. Cormier down the left side, trying to push Richard, and he'll bump Richard into the corner, and it'll be picked up here on the near side by Decans. Through the neutral zone. He'll skate it in over the line, and he'll hit the brakes over in the far corner. Back to the point. Millier receives it on the right side. Millier sends the shot through right on Gaudette. The save. Rebound goes off the outside of the net, and the Warriors will play it around the wall. Kept in at the line by Wallet. Wallet gives it back to Decans. Decans with a shot eye high, and Gaudette will grab onto that and hang on. 11 minutes to go here in period number 2. 39 seconds remaining in the Moncton Hawks power play. Morin plays that back to the point. Over into the near corner, Richard into the slot. Aguilar-Knee scores. And make it a hat trick for Grayson Aguilar-Knee. A power play goal. It is now 6-0 with 10:51 to go here in the second. Puck gets played back out in neutral ice. Over onto the near side. That'll go over the stick of Allison down into Moncton territory. Friolet doesn't get there first. Allison will play it back over into the far corner. Puck out towards the line. Kept in there by the Warriors. Big contact against Smallman by Millier. Two big lads out there. As the puck gets played out in a neutral ice, back the other way. Here's Pino. Pino gets taken up the wing, but a delayed penalty here coming up to the Warriors. And it's going to be number 21, Brady Allison, going off for interference. Face-off will be to the right of the Warriors' goal. Draw one there by the Hawks. Here's LeBlanc at the line. Down into the corner. LeBlanc will get it back at the point. Sends it over onto the far side. Arsenault back to the point. Scott back for Arsenault. Arsenault down into the corner. Richard back to the point. Trying to go backdoor once again for Morin. Couldn't handle that pass. Morin will take it in behind the Warriors' goal. Morin all the way back to the point. Here's LeBlanc at the right point. He'll send the shot through. That gets blocked. The Warriors will pick it up, and they'll skate it back the other way. Connor Hudson turns it over in the neutral zone, and the Hawks are right back the other way. Back towards the slot. There's a shot right on. They score. Maxime Richard makes it 7-0 with 9:17 to go here in the second period. Warriors control off the draw. Monkley will tip it down into Moncton territory. Blais back to get it. He'll play it into the near corner. That'll get played over onto the near side. Kept in there by the Warriors. That was broken up at the side of the Hawks' goal. DeCon's trying to get it out. Boys are still working along the wall here. Blais battling there. It's sent towards the front of the goal by Harris, and that goes off the foot of the captain of the Moncton Hawks, who's standing right in front of the goal. And Cohen Boudreau had to grab onto that one. Blais plays it in behind the goal. Long pass from Ouellette through the neutral zone. Here's Descamps in over the line, and it's an offside at the Warriors line. 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in period number 2. It is a 7-0 lead for the Moncton Hawks. 3 goals by Grayson Aguilar-Knee, 2 goals by Nathan LeBlanc. Maxime Richard also scoring 4. the Hawks. And actually, I think I'm missing a goal there as well. And it's Nicholas Malotson as well. As the Hawks control inside Warriors territory, Descamps throws it right through the, or excuse me, LeBlanc throws it through the blue paint. Millier plays it down in behind the Warriors goal. LeBlanc has it chopped away from him. Through the neutral zone. Adams played it just inside the Hawks line. Played back out. Back towards the Warriors line. Here's Richard now in the neutral zone. He'll feed it over for Millier. That'll get tipped down into PEI territory. Morgan goes to play it around the wall. Comes out in front of the goal. Backhand shot right on, and a nice save by Cade Gaudette. As Morgan turned the puck over, he lost an edge, and both legs came straight out from underneath of him, and he went down, and that gave that opportunity to the Hawks. Off the draw, there's a shot that'll go wide of the goal. Hawks will send that shot through. That misses the top glove hand side of Cade Gaudette. Hawks keeping it in at the line. Friola playing it down over in the far corner. Aguilar knee plays it in behind the goal. Out in front of the goal, Bourque with a shot right on, and I do believe that caught a goal post. Here's the Warriors now. They'll play it out through neutral ice all the way down the ice. This is going to go down for an icing call, and we'll bring the face-off back into Moncton territory, or excuse me, into Prince County territory with 7 minutes to go here in period number 2. Draw one there by the Warriors, but the Hawks are first on the puck. Shot from the point. That gets knocked down on the way through, and the Warriors have cleared out as far as the line, but it'll be kept in over on the far side. Theriault plays it all the way around the wall. LeBlanc with a shot redirected right on, and a nice save by Gaudette. Another shot from LeBlanc. That'll miss the Warriors net. Theriault gets bumped over on the far side. Aguilar knee gets pushed down, but he'll play it down into the corner for Theriault. Theriault pushes his man down. Warriors will play it over into the near corner. Monkley plays it there for Harper. Harper plays it back over into the far corner. Hackett will play it high off the glass, but it's knocked down at the line. There's a shot right on, and then a save there by Gaudette. Hawks play it back in behind the Warriors goal. LeBlanc trying to keep it in at the line, but he fans on that, and that'll allow the Warriors to come up with it and fire it down the ice. Here's Fournette. Up for Descamps. In over the line. He'll toe drag it and get a shot off. That goes wide of the goal. Warriors control back over on the far side, but they'll turn it over to the Hawks. There's a shot from the point. That goes wide of the Warriors goal. And it'll bounce off the wall back out in the neutral ice. Millier and Cormier bump into each other. Fournette towards the front of the goal. That pass was broken up. Nobody there. Millier plays it back down in deep. Descamps back to the point for Millier. Millier winds and fires and wires that one wide of the goal. There's a shot from a bad angle, and Gaudette will grab onto that with the trapper. Under 5 minutes to go here in the second. 4 minutes and 55 seconds to be precise, as the Moncton Hawks have a 7-0 lead over the Prince County Warriors here in our final round robin game. Here are the 2025 U15 Atlantic Hockey Championships. These two teams will go back at it again tomorrow morning, no matter what the outcome of this game is, as there's a shot off the draw. Warriors will get it out in a neutral ice. Hawks turn it over at the line. And over the line come the Warriors, working his way in. Here's Cormier at the side of the goal, gets the shot off, and Boudreau makes the save, comes right back out through the feet of Boudreau, right through the blue paint. Vincent trying to play it in deep. That was broken up. That'll get played up into the Warriors bench. And another stoppage in play. As I mentioned, these two teams are going to go head-to-head tomorrow morning in the bronze medal game, 9 a.m. right here at the Uniplex, and also right here on AO Live. Second game of the day for the Prince County Warriors. So I think they're feeling a little sluggish after that tough battle this morning where they fell to the Eastern Thunder out of Newfoundland, Labrador. You know, trying to get a shot off there was Allison. It goes off a leg to the side of the goal. Puck bouncing right into the blue paint, and the Hawks will clear it away. Winding and firing from the point. That shot there coming off the stick of Griffin. That sailed wide of the goal. There's a shot from Allison that got redirected wide. Here's Morin. Back to get it. He'll play it up to the middle of the ice. That pass goes off the stick of Richard. And that'll be played back into Moncton territory. Allison plays it in behind the Hawks goal. Friolet plays it off the wall over on the far side. Richard trying to play it off the wall, but he'll play it quite fast and heavy into the Warriors bench. 3:36 to go here in period number 2. Millier plays it in behind the goal. Warriors play it right out in front. There's a shot from Harper, and that gets blocked on the way through. And the Hawks will play it out through the neutral zone. LeBlanc gets bumped, but he plays it down into Warrior territory, but he was on the wrong side of the red line, and so it's another stoppage in play with 3:21 to go here in period number 2. Off the draw here is a shot from Morgan right on, and they score! Thomas Morgan gets the Warriors on the board. Shot that looks like was redirected in front of goaltender Cohen Boudreau. But put it on the board. The Hawks are now leading by 6 at 7-1. Puck gets played down into Warrior territory. Laird trying to play it around. Richard, puck out in front of the goal. That was broken up by the Warriors at the side of the net. LeBlanc out in front of the goal. Aguilar-Knee looking for number 4. Aguilar-Knee now with it still in the near corner. Spins away from a check. Descamps comes down and pick it up. Descamps gets bumped, pushed off the puck. And it's played out in a neutral ice. Mazerol will feed it over onto the far side. Millier will fire that one in wide of the Warriors' goal. 2.5 minutes to go here in the third. That'll get played off the wall, back down into Moncton territory. Richard, his pass off a stick. LeBlanc feeds it up the far side. That's too far for Mazerol, and it's going to go down for an icing call. And the face-off will come back into Moncton territory with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in period number 2. Thomas Morgan with the goal. Ted Harper picking up an assist on the Morgan goal. Here's LeBlanc. He'll wrap it around the wall. Knocked down by Terrio over on the far side. Aguilar-Knee will play it down below the goal line. He'll be first on the puck. Cormier plays it to the middle of the ice. Bork was there, and he had it wound up, but he had it poked off his stick at the last second. Blais will play it in behind the goal. It'll come over into the near side. Aguilar-Knee gets bumped from behind. They'll play it in behind the goal. Bork into the slot. Theriault with a weak shot. It was rolling on him. And Godet will grab onto that and hang on. 1:43 to go here in period number 2. Draw one there by the Warriors and having a hard time handling it. It's loose at the top of the blue paint. Cleared away, and it'll be played down into the corner. Bork will pick it up there for the Hawks. All the way back to the point for LeBlanc. LeBlanc fires a shot that gets blocked. Warriors will play it out as far as the line. LeBlanc pick it up. That gets redirected on the way through, but Godet was able to still make the save. Here's LeBlanc, the right point, walking in, fires a shot right on, and Godet will snap that one out of the air with the trapper and hang on. .112 to go here in the second period. Along the near side, Richard will poke it down into the corner. Richard runs into a man in behind the Warriors net. Theriault trying to play it back in deep. That was broken up and back the other way now. The Warriors will dump it down into Moncton territories. We're under a minute to go now here in the second period. Through the middle of the ice now, this is Richard. In over the line as it knocked off his stick. Gets bumped along the far wall. Puck battle down in the corner, comes over onto the near wall, played back to the point. There's a long shot from Ouellette right on. Godet with the save. As that puck will get past Ouellette all the way down the ice, and this will go down for an icing call with 14.8 seconds to go here in the second period. Off the draw. Hawks will keep it in at the far point. Friolet working his way down into the corner. Trying to pass it out in front of the goal. That goes off a stick and over onto the near side. Blais feeds the shot through right on. Get out with the save. The buzzer will sound and that'll bring to an end period number 2 here in the final game of the U15 2025 Atlantic Hockey Championships. As after 40 minutes of play, it is a 7-1 lead for the Moncton Hawks. 3 goals by Grayson Aguilar-Knee. Nathan LeBlanc with a pair of goals. Maxime Richard and Nicholas Melanson all scoring for the Hawks. And for the Prince County Warriors, it is Thomas Morgan. 7-1 after 40 minutes of play here at the Uniplex in Dieppe. You're watching the 2025 U15 Male Atlantic Hockey Championships here on AO Live. Second period intermission coming up. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with third period action here between the Hawks and the Warriors.
forward. Je vous rappelle le numéro est 00154. Donc 00154. Si c'est votre billet, vous pouvez venir rejoindre.
Welcome back inside the Uniplex in Dieppe, New Brunswick. It is the 2025 U15 Atlantic Hockey Championships here on AO Live. Jeff Robichaud with you here on this Saturday afternoon, final round-robin game of the tournament featuring the Prince County Warriors and the Moncton Hawks, and the Hawks with a 6-goal lead after 40 minutes of play at 7-1. It's been a 3-goal game from Grayson Aguilar-Knee, Nathan LeBlanc with a pair of goals, as well as Maxime Richard and Nicholas Melanson all scoring for the Hawks. And for the Warriors, it's Thomas Morgan, as right off the bat there is a shot there by the Hawks, and it's a nice save there by the goaltender, Cade Gaudette. Shots on goal going into this period, it was 36-17. It's now 37-17, favoring the Moncton Hawks. Here's Hackett. He has it knocked off his stick. Warriors will recover, and they'll get it out in neutral ice. Back the other way now. Here's Hudson. He'll play it in wide of the Hawks goal. Hudson will pick it up in behind the goal, play right into the blue paint. And that's cleared away there by the Hawks. Back the other way now is Bork. He'll have it roll off his stick down into the corner. Bork trying to play it out in front of the goal. Theriault out into the slot. There's a shot by Aguilar-Knee, and Gaudette with a piece of that. Long shot from the point. That gets stopped there by Gaudette. Rebound is fired just wide of the Warriors' goal. Once again, these two teams will be going head-to-head tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow morning, I should say, for the bronze medal here at the Atlantic Championships. That game's going to be at 7 o'clock, or 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, right here on AO Live. Championship game coming up at 12, as the Flyers will take on the Eastern Thunder out of Newfoundland, Labrador. So I guess technically that game would start at 12:30 Newfoundland, 12 o'clock Atlantic. Descamps plays that down into the corner. Hawks played out in front of the goal. That was played off the wall, and the Hawks will keep that in. Descamps sends it towards the front of the goal. That gets redirected up over the glass and out of play. Face-off is to the left of the Warriors' goal. Look at played around the wall over onto the near side. Scott trying to fire it through, and that was broken up. Here's Smallman in over the line down the right side, trying to get the shot through. That goes off a stick wide of the goal. Picked up there in behind the net by Alexandre Leblanc. He'll play that towards the through the neutral zone. Mazerol couldn't handle the pass. Smallman will pick it up once again. He'll get the red line, and he'll fire it right in on to Cohen Boudreau. Up the left side, Mazerol will play it back into his own zone. Alexandre Leblanc there to pick it up. He overskates it in behind his own goal. He gets taken down, and there's going to be a penalty here coming up to Brady Allison. He's going to go off for the trip. 2:40 gone here in the third period. A 7-1 Hawks lead. The Smallman off for, or correction, Allison, 21, not 71. Brady Allison off for the trip for 2 minutes or less. Draw one there by the Hawks. Here's Ouellet down into the corner. Hawks will come back to the point for Ouellet, back along the near wall. Morin for Richard. Richard working his way to the front of the goal and tried to jam it in short side, and Gaudette was able to hold the post and took that one right in the Warriors logo. 17:03 to go here in the third.
Penalty to Warriors, Prince County Warriors, penalty to the
Over on the far side, Blais comes back over to the near side. Morin back to the point for Ouellet. Ouellet will feed the shot through. Bounces off a leg, and it almost played pinball into the back of the net there, but it just went wide. Ouellet for Morin. Morin into the slot. Richard with a shot right on, and Godet with the save. Morin coming out from the corner, had it roll off his stick, and the Warriors unable to clear it out. Here's Ouellet with it once again. Ouellet sends that through, and that is steered aside there by Godet. Blais down into the corner. Pass out in front of the goal that hops over the stick of Ouellet, and it's played out there by Connor Hudson. Blais back the other way. He turns it over at the line, and Hudson will just roll it down into Moncton territory with 45 seconds to go in the penalty to Brady Allison. Pass up onto the left side for Nicholas Melanson, who has a goal here today. In over the line, Descamps, he fires a shot, and that goes high and wide. Warriors unable to clear it out. Here's Melanson down into the corner for Descamps, back for Melanson. 15 seconds to go now in the power play. There's a one-timer by Mason Millier, but his stick absolutely exploded in his hand after taking that one-timer. Godet was able to make the save and hang on. 10 seconds to go here in the power play. 15:30 remaining in period 3. Face-off is to the left of the Warriors' goal. Friolet for Millier, back for Friolet. Friolet, one-timer, that gets knocked down on the way through, and that'll get cleared all the way back down into Moncton territory. Warriors are on the puck first down to Moncton territory, back at even strength, by the way. Here's Hackett. He'll send the shot through. He misses the net blocker side. Over on the far side of the ice, it's Monkley playing it back towards the front of the goal, but that was broken up by the Hawks. The Hawks turn it over. Monkley turns it over again for the Warriors, and the Hawks are back the other way. Here's Descamps in over the line on the back end, gets the shot off, and that goes high and wide of the Warriors' goal. 5:25 gone here in the third period. Hawks with a 7-1 lead. Pass to the neutral zone gets tipped by the Hawks, and they'll get it back in over the line. Descamps trying to work his way in. He has it knocked off his stick. Over onto the near side. Here's Adams. He'll just chip it down into the corner. Adams and Blais go into the corner, but Blais wins that puck battle. Aguilar knee out in front of the goal looking for the redirect, and Richard just redirected that one wide. Scott comes down, plays it into the corner for Aguilar knee. Hawks will turn it over, and they'll skate back the other way. Hudson, his pass is intercepted in neutral ice by the Hawks. Terrio will play that down below the goal line. Morgan, the goal scorer for the Warriors, headmans it up for Smallman. In over the line. Big hit there down in the corner. Connor Hudson takes a bump but keeps going. Puck comes towards the front of the goal. The Hawks will pick it up and fire it off the wall and down the ice, and this will go down for an icing call with 13:22 to go here in the third. A 7-1 Moncton Hawks lead over the Prince County Warriors. Hat trick for Grayson Aguilar-Knee, pair of goals for Nathan LeBlanc, Maxime Richard, and Nicholas Melanson all scoring for the Hawks, and it was Thomas Morgan, as I mentioned just a couple of moments ago, the lone goal scorer for the Warriors. Here's LeBlanc getting a shot off, and Godet would need the save. 13:06 to go here in the third period. Puck bouncing around in the slot. Here's LeBlanc trying to get a shot off. That gets blocked. Mazerol gets another shot off. That goes off a couple of sticks wide of the goal. Descamps towards the front of the goal. He'll play it over for LeBlanc. LeBlanc gets the shot off, redirected wide by Mazerol. Here's LeBlanc down in the far corner. Hawks played down into the corner. Descamps bodies his man, maintains puck possession. Mazerol for Descamps. Descamps shot right on, he scores. Zion Descamps with his first of the afternoon, and it is now a 8-1 game with 12:31 to go here in period number 3. Warriors control. They'll play it back down into Moncton territory. It's going to go down for an icing call. They'll bring the face-off all the way back into Prince County territory with 12:19 to go here in period number 3. As the Hawks try to make their way in over the line, Morin's offside at the Warriors line, and that'll result in a stoppage in play with 11:55 to go here in period number 3. It's an 8-1 lead for the Moncton Hawks. Big hit in the neutral zone. Richard gets taken down. Arsenault working his way in. He gets pushed down. Going to be a delayed penalty here to the Hawks as the puck is touched. And we're going to have possibly more. As Landon Arsenault took down the Warriors defenseman down in Warriors territory. They're going to call it for a hold on Landon Arsenault. Face-off will be to the right of the Hawks goal. Warriors play it back to the point. Here's Noy. Noy feeds the shot through right on, and Boudreau was able to find that through a couple of bodies and hang on. Just 9 seconds gone in the Warriors power play. 11:34 to go here in the third period. Here's Richard. They'll feed it over onto the right side. Morin is in over the line. Got Richard going to the net, tried to feed it there. It was too high for Richard to knock down out of the air. Morin, he gets taken down. There's going to be a penalty here coming up to the Warriors as Hackett is going to get taken out. They're going to call it a kneeing penalty probably. No, actually, they're just going to call it a tripping penalty. Of course, Noah Hackett was kicked out of a game against the Flyers, getting a 5-minute major for kneeing in a game misconduct. $11:16 to go here in the third period. An 8-1 lead. Draw one there by the Hawks. Long shot from Blais. Puck bounces up and will just get cleared away there by the Warriors. Here's a 2-on-1 now shaping up. Over onto the far side, this is Cormier driving wide on Mazerol, trying to play it out in front of the goal. Nice job defensively there by Nathan LeBlanc to get back on the back check. LeBlanc turns it over. Pino fires a shot, blockered away there by Boudreau. And the Hawks will skate it through the neutral zone. Here's LeBlanc over the line. LeBlanc got a couple of men going to the net, tried to feed it there, goes off the defenseman in front of the Warriors' goal and rolled just to the right of Cade Gaudette. Cormier will play it around the wall over onto the near side, back to the point for Morgan. Morgan will play it down into the open corner. Off the bench, Allison chasing it down over on the far side. Still a half a minute to go in 4-on-4 hockey. Puck gets wrapped around the wall. It'll be kept in at the line by Griffin. Griffin gets it back to the point, gets the shot off, and Boudreau will grab onto that and hang on. We're just 5 seconds away from the midway point of the third period. Moncton Hawks with a 7-goal lead over the Prince County Warriors at 8-1. Face-off will be to the left. And the draw one there by the Hawks. Friolet plays it up there for Nicholas Melanson. He'll play it down into Prince County Warrior territory. Aguilar knee down into the corner. Melanson in behind the goal. Hawks now are on the power play as Arsenault steps out of the penalty box. Pass into the slot, broken up there by Allison. Here's Millier walking his way down, gets a shot off. That gets redirected off the wall over onto the far side of the ice. As the Warriors will pick that up and they'll fire it down into Moncton territory. The penalty to Hackett is now over, and now the teams are now back at 5 aside. Here's Melanson in over the line. Warriors nearly turned it over, but they're able to get it out in neutral ice. Here's Hudson, dishes it off for Adams. Adams gets the shot off right on, and Boudreau with the save, and he'll hang on. 8 minutes and 55 seconds to go here in the third period. This is the final round-robin game of the 2025 U15 Male Atlantic Hockey Championships. The finals and bronze medal games are all set for tomorrow morning. As I mentioned, the bronze medal game will kick off at 9 o'clock as there's a long pass. It'll go all the way down the ice. This is going to be an icing call. It'll be these two teams going back at it again tomorrow morning. Moncton Hawks and the Prince County Warriors for the bronze. Puck drop 9 a.m. here at the Uniplex in Dieppe, New Brunswick. The championship game goes at noon time, and that'll feature the host team, the Dieppe Flyers, who are also the New Brunswick U15 major provincial champs, as well as the host team of this tournament. They'll be going up head-to-head against the Eastern Thunder, the representatives out of Newfoundland, Labrador. As Richard works his way in, trying to go backdoor, puck bouncing around in the slot area, and it rolls just to the left of the Warriors' goal. And that game is slated to start at 12 o'clock as there's a shot from the point. Richard tips it right on to Gaudette, and that'll get cleared off the wall out in the neutral ice. Hawks will tip it down once again into Warriors territory. Harris plays it around the wall. That gets turned over, pass out in front of the goal. There's a shot right on and a nice save by Cade Gaudette. Cade Gaudette with 34 saves right now and counting. Morgan trying to kick that free in behind the goal. There's a shot from the point. That gets knocked down. Or from the wall, I should say. Well, that working his way in from the point gets the shot off. Gaudette with the save. And he'll grab onto that. And he'll hang on for another stoppage and play. And another save made by Cade Gaudette. Off the draw, Willett will just play it in behind the Warriors goal. Feed it up onto the far side. Out of the reach of Monkley. Morgan spins away from a check down in his own zone. Plays it there for Monkley. As it's Cormier through the neutral zone. In over the line. Cormier trying to tuck it between his legs. Still has it in his feet. Trying to get a backhand shot between the legs. And fired it off his own skate into the corner. Morgan down below the goal line. Warriors trying to play it out in front of the goal. That was cleared away by the Hawks. LeBlanc gets around Morgan. LeBlanc working his way in. Gets a weak shot off. Puck's loose in the blue paint. It's still loose. Somehow Gaudette hasn't been able to find it. And it finally bounces over into the corner. Gaudette's lost his stick. Finally got it back. There's a backhand shot. That goes high and wide. And it'll be the Warriors picking it up. And they'll get it out of harm's way. They turn it over. It's Descamps firing a shot. He stripped the other 71. Caleb Smallman of the puck in the Warrior zone. Here's Cormier in over the line. He'll tuck it around himself. Gets around Millier, gets a shot off, and that goes high and wide. Puck bounces off the glass. Hawks will play it out into neutral ice. Smallman will spin and fire it back into Moncton territory. Allison plays it there for Hackett. Hackett plays it off the wall. It'll be kept in there by Richard and Nicholas Richard with a shot right on. Maxime Richard with the shot right on. And that'll be stopped by Gaudette. 5 minutes and 54 seconds to go here in the third period. This being the last round robin game of the weekend. The tournament banquet coming up later on this evening for all the teams. And again, we'll get set to wrap things up here tomorrow. As Richard will send that back in behind the goal. Puck gets bumped on the near side. Millier can't hold it in at the line. It'll roll down into Moncton territory. Nicholas Richard plays it over onto the near side. Mason Millier. Richard tips it up for Morin. Morin hits the brakes inside the line. They'll just roll it towards the goal. Nobody there for the Hawks, and it'll be picked up by Allison. The referee went tumbling down quite hard. He lost an edge. Kicked free there by Allison. Allison will leave it there for Hudson. As there's a shot right on. Boudreau the save. Rebound is fired wide of the Hawks goal. Delayed penalty here coming up to the Hawks. And it's going to be Mason Millier going off. And did I see 4 minutes for spearing? I think that is what he's got. It was a double minor for spearing. And 4 minutes is on the clock, and so Mason Millier will be in the penalty box for the next 4 minutes, pending what happens here with the Warriors power play, as that gets fired down the ice. In behind the goal. Hawks still aggressive on the penalty kill. Here's Hudson. He turns it over. Aguilar knee has it poked off his stick at the line, but the Hawks will play it inside Warriors territory. Here's Cormier winding it up. Down the right side. Cormier with a shot. That just missed the crossbar. Bounces off the glass and goes all the way back down into Warriors territory. In over the line. Hudson plays it down below the goal line. The Hawks will come up with it, fire it down. Gets knocked down at the Warriors bench. In over the line. Harris pokes it down below the goal line. Harris bumps his man. A couple of bodies go down to the ice down below the goal line. Hawks will come up that puck and they'll play it back down into Warriors territory. Griffin in behind the goal. Puck takes a funny bounce off the back wall and comes right to the left of Cade Gaudette. As the Warriors just can't seem to get any bounces to go their way here this afternoon, as the Hawks will fire that off the wall all the way back down into Prince County territory. 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the double minor to Mason Millier, as we're just a couple of seconds away from 3 minutes remaining here in period 3. Hawks will control, and they'll pick that up and they'll fire it back down into Prince County Warrior territory. Here's Alexandre Leblanc. He'll fire it all the way down the ice. Once again, LeBlanc will fire it back down into PEI territory. Noy plays it in behind the goal. Descamps goes in and bumps his man in behind the Warriors goal. In over the line, this is Pino. Hits the brakes, plays it into the slot. Back to the point now is Noy. Noy feeds the shot through. Boudreau the save. Big rebound. Crowd there by Theriault, and he fires that one up into the Hawks bench, and that'll be a stoppage and play. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go here in the third period. 1 minute 15 seconds remaining in the Warriors power play. Face off is to the right of Cohen Boudreau. Draw one there by the Warriors. Played off the wall. Warriors into the slot. Harper couldn't get a stick on it. Hawks will come up with it and they'll play it up through the middle of the ice. LeBlanc has it knocked off his stick. Harper, his pass goes off a foot. Mazerolle just roll it back inside Warriors territory. 55 seconds to go now in the Millier double minor for spearing. LeBlanc bumps into his man in front of the Hawks bench. That'll get played back down into Prince County territory. Vincent goes to play it in behind the goal. Blais, his shot goes high and over the net. LeBlanc gets bumped over on the far side. Here's Blais spinning and firing. That goes off the leg of his defense partner. But the Hawks are able to still clear it down into Warriors territory. Hackett, he turns it over at the Hawks line as the penalty to Millier is expired, and the teams are now back at even strength as we've got under a minute to go here in period number 3. Morin knocks down that clearing attempt, trying to feed it out in front of the goal. Warriors will just clear it into the corner. Richard plays it back to the point. Friolet with a shot, that misses the net. Smallman, he'll play it over into the far corner. It'll be picked up there by Richard. Richard gets bumped hard. Morin picks it up, he'll spin away from his check. Morin avoids another check. He'll play it all the way back to the point. There's a shot from Wallet. That gets knocked down on the way through. As there's under 10 seconds to go, that gets played right in onto Cade Gaudette, and he'll grab onto that with the trapper and hang on for another stoppage and play. It's an 8-1 Moncton Hawks lead, and again, these two teams will do it all over again tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in the bronze medal game. Goals coming from Grayson Aguilar-Knee, Nathan LeBlanc. Grayson Aguilar-Knee with 3, Nathan LeBlanc with 2, Zion Descamps with 1, and Maxime Richard and Nicholas Melanson all with the singles for the Moncton Hawks. Lone goal from the Warriors comes from Thomas Morgan. 3.3 seconds to go now here in the third period. Off the draw, there's a shot that goes off the outside of the net, and the buzzer will sound. That'll bring to an end this one here at the Uniplex as the final round-robin game of the 2025 U15 Male Atlantic Hockey Championships comes to an end. And what has been a dandy of a weekend of hockey here in Dieppe will be concluding tomorrow as we start tomorrow morning off with the bronze medal game between these two clubs going head-to-head once again. Again, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning for the bronze medal game. Championship game will feature the Eastern Thunder out of Newfoundland Labrador and the host team and also the New Brunswick provincial champs as well, the Dieppe Flyers. Stay tuned for the players of the game presentation. We'll get to that in just a couple of moments, and we'll wrap things up for our final day of round robin play, and we'll get all set for tomorrow morning, the final day of the 2025 U15 Male Atlantic Hockey Championships. Players of the game presentation coming up in just a couple of moments. It looks like it's going to be Patrice Cormier once again from Pro Hockey Evolution.
The Player of the Game Award is sponsored by PH Pro Evolution Hockey. Le prix du joueur du match est commandité par PH Pro Evolution Hockey et sera présenté par Patrice Cormier, presented by Patrice Cormier. The Player of the Game, joueur du match for the Prince County Warriors, numéro 92, number 92, Connor Hudson.
Connor Hudson, the player of the game for the Prince County Warriors.
Player of the game, joueur du match for the Moncton Hawks, numéro 19, number 19, Grayson Aguilar-Knee.
And Grayson Aguilar-Knee, the player of the game for the Moncton Hawks. And so, as I mentioned, these two teams will be going head-to-head once again tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., the bronze medal game here at the Uniplex Center in Dieppe, New Brunswick. It'll be the final day of the 2025 U15 Male Atlantic Hockey Championships. So we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Also, quick reminder, the championship game coming up tomorrow afternoon at noontime as the Dieppe Flyers and the Eastern Thunder will go head-to-head in the championship game. On behalf of the whole cast and crew in behind the scenes here at AAA Live, thanks for watching. My name's Chef Robichaud. We'll remind you we'll see you back here tomorrow here in Dieppe for the final two games of the tournament. And also enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon, no matter where you are. Saturday evening now here in Atlantic Canada or wherever you're watching around the globe. Good night from Dieppe.
Thank you everyone for coming. Have a great evening. Bonsoir.